Start. Okay, good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to today's ATAL FDP on Genome Engineering for Environment. I thank you all for your participation. The response was quite overwhelming. Over 148 participants registered for the workshop. And right now, I see around 68 people joining for the inaugural session. Probably when the actual workshop start, the number may go up. This being a very advanced topic, we didn't expect that many participation, and we are quite happy that so many people have responded. And all of you know about the CRISPR-Cas9 winning the and the innovators winning the Nobel Prize last year. So some of the speakers will be speaking about all the various type of genome editing and engineering technologies that has been developed over the last few decades. All of us know that this technology had a forebearer in the form of
11:30.
the genome genetic engineering. Now we have moved much ahead. We can do editing at the level of a single base, and the cost is also coming down with time, and technologies are becoming more and more sophisticated. So this ATAL FDP course is an opportunity to learn about this technology. Some of you are maybe already aware of many of these happenings. But the focus of this particular course is very, very basic in the sense because of the ATAL guidelines and ATAL policies, which are quite very, very positive and creates an environment of learning. ATAL sanctions 2 FDPs on a particular subject. The first one has to be on the very basic aspects of the subject, and once it is successfully completed, the second one has to be on the advanced, topics of this particular subject area. So we start with a very, very positive note, and I'm very happy to see the number quickly going up. Now we have around 72 attendees already joining. So once this 5-day workshop is completed, we look forward in future to have the advanced level course. But this subject being itself a very advanced in its nature, some of the things may already be quite advanced for some of you. And one of the things that we have observed is that not just biologists, I can see engineers from various disciplines joining this course. So I have requested the speakers, and I also am delivering 2 to 3 lectures because one speaker dropped out at the last moment. So I am taking the additional burden of one lecture on myself. So we'll try to tell some of the basic things which would help the non-specialist, the non-biologist, to pick up and learn what this subject is all about. So while doing that, some of you who are already experts in this area may feel a little bit bored, but I think it would be an opportunity for you for some kind of revision and also listen to the concepts from other person's perspective. So these are some of the important things I thought I should share with you in the beginning itself as a coordinator of this particular course. I will not speak about the problems created by COVID. Rather, I will tell you, COVID has created a lot of opportunities. And let us not complain anymore. I just was looking back at myself. In the first year of the pandemic, I almost did nothing. I mean, in terms of workshops and conferences, which I do regularly, slowly I adapted to the online technology. And today, actually, I find it very, very interesting and productive. So it has actually cut down a lot on the travel that we do unnecessarily. So as a head for the Center for the Environment, it means a lot to discipline and to myself at the personal level. So each time we fly, each time we travel, we burn a lot of fossil fuels. So that adds up to your carbon footprint. So let us thank COVID for reducing this unnecessary travel. And today we have technology available. And I think COVID happened in the right time when technologies were in place. Today, we can communicate with one another, so easily, although there are certain technical glitches. You might have been hearing the, discussions or dialogues with the panelists while we are trying to set up the system. I am using WebEx as a host for the first time, although I have joined in many WebEx meetings. So I'm trying to learn the various technicalities of this platform. I use MS Teams regularly. So this is something which I would like to draw an analogy regarding the genome editing and engineering technologies. It is not just one set of platform you have there. You have so many of them, and the speakers will expose you to all those diverse kinds of platforms, like we have these web meeting platforms. So now coming back to the pandemic itself. So many discussions were there. Your vaccine was thought to be one of the solutions. Now we have so many different kinds of vaccines at our disposal. Now, here, genetic engineering and even genome editing is going to play a big role in the future in your vaccine production and dealing with any such future pandemics. So we are likely to face many more pandemics in the world, which may be smaller or of varying different medium or large. But COVID has given us an opportunity to make this world ready for any such future pandemics. And I think a lot of research is going to happen in those areas. So here, technologies like genome editing are going to play a big role. And I think all of you will be benefited by the wisdom and knowledge of the esteemed speakers. We have around 9 speakers, 10 speakers, 5 from India, including myself, and 5 from abroad, 4 from UK, 1 USA, and 1 from UK. They will be speaking to you on the various facets of this particular subject. So let me now give you a small introduction about my Center for the Environment. Our Center for the Environment is a multidisciplinary center. So this is having only PhD program at this moment. And the center was started around 2004. Currently, we have around 40 associated faculty members distributed around various disciplines like civil engineering, biotechnology, biosciences and bioengineering, chemistry, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, and also humanities. So it's a very, very interdisciplinary in nature. Generally, the students are guided under joint guideship with one faculty from one department, another faculty from another department. So the department has all the sophisticated, the center has all the sophisticated equipments required to carry out advanced research. I will not list those equipments. Of course, although I'm telling that COVID has cut down the necessary to make unnecessary, the opportunity to make unnecessary travels. But of course, had you had the opportunity to visit IIT Guwahati, you would have enjoyed the beautiful campus, which in its natural setting with hills, lakes, and the mighty Brahmaputra just flowing by, and where one of the advanced labs in the country has been established with many sophisticated equipments placed in the central instrument facilities, as well as the various departments. I would not like to take much long because we have lost some time in the beginning. So with these few words, I welcome you all to this inaugural ceremony. And then I would like to introduce you to Professor Hemant B. Kaushik, who is head of the Center for Educational Technology. And the Center for Educational Technology has in the last few years played a critical brand value of this institute, young institute, which is now ranked 7 in the country and has done well in the international ranking system as well. So the Center for Educational Technology does a lot of work in the area of education. So Professor Kosik will update you about these activities of this center, as well as the various programs like AICT programs and other MHRD programs which are being conducted actively by this center. He will also speak to you about the institute overall briefly. So with these few words, I now invite Professor Hemant B. Kosik, who is the guest of honor of today's inaugural session, to address the participants. Thank you. Professor Kosik.
Thank you, Professor Bora. Yeah. Very warm welcome to all the attendees, Professor Kannan, all the speakers, and faculty colleagues and staff members from IIT Guwahati. On behalf of Center for Education and Technology, it is my pleasure to once again welcome all the attendees to this very interesting and unique course on genome engineering for environment. The ATAL is actually now become very famous program from AICT, and you may be knowing that today itself there are more than 80 training programs which will be inaugurated. Last year, there are more than 4,000 ATAL programs that were planned. So in this pandemic time, when the online teaching is going on across the country, across the world, so people are actually taking advantage of inviting the forefront runners in the entire world to these short-term training programs and interact with the participants. So this is the advantage we have taken from the pandemic, although there are a lot of losses that every one of us have actually encountered during this pandemic, but we have to move forward taking the positives out of it. The Center for Educational Technology at IIT Guwahati is a multidisciplinary center where the faculty members and staff from different departments, they come together and organize several events. ATAL is just one of them. And let me inform you that IIT Guwahati is among the first institutes in India that started conducting these ATAL programs. So there were 3 institutes initially 2 years back, and IIT Guwahati is one of them. We have been doing these programs continuously since last 2 years. And the other than ATAL, IIT Guwahati is the organizing institute for quality improvement program admissions across the country. So all the QIP, PhD and MTech program, all the admission in the country is done through IIT Guwahati. And this is the second consecutive year that we are the organizing institute. And we have already conducted the online interviews for this year in almost every institute, barring 1 or 2, which will be completed soon in this week. The QIP program has now completed 50 years of its existence in India, and it is said that it is the only educational program run by the government of India which has survived for so long continuously without even a break. There are some very exciting schemes under QIP now. So if some of the attendees are interested in pursuing higher studies under this program, let me inform you that wherever you are selected for doing your QIP PhD, you will be eligible to spend 1 semester in any of the IITs doing the research work. So that is one interesting feature. Another interesting feature is if the institute where you have been admitted for pursuing your PhD, if the institute has MOU with the foreign country, foreign university, then you can actually visit that foreign country and the institute for 6 months. And the entire finances will be supported by AICT. So these are really exciting schemes under the program, and I recommend you, I encourage you to participate in the program. Then CET also handles the NPTEL MOOC program, another very popular program from the government of India, where the excellent teachers, they make videos of their regular courses which are taught in all the engineering colleges in India, not only engineering, but also arts and then sciences, commerce, even medical. So there are about 4,500 freely available courses on YouTube and Swayam Prabha channel. So if you want to appear in examination to take credit for these courses, then only you need to pay a very small fee for that. Otherwise, it is completely free. Anyone can register and attend these courses. These are really popular. Let me tell you that this semester alone, we floated about 70 courses only from IIT Guwahati. And if you look at the entire country, all the institutes, all IITs and ISC that floats the course, there were about 420, 430 courses. So in just one semester, you have these many freely available courses on internet. And the total number of participants in these courses is about 4 lakhs across the country. Then CET also handles the GYAN program, which is again very interesting, the Global Initiative for Academic Network, where we invite the global leaders in particular research areas to visit our institutes and spend some time here. And during that time, they conduct short-term training programs, symposiums, webinars, and these are also streamed live across the world. And these are very popular among the research scholars actually, and among some industry participants. So we have conducted so far about 36 GYAN programs. Since last year, there are no GYAN programs because of the pandemic, because the international travel is restricted. But we hope soon we will again start the interesting program. I could only hope that you would all be here in our beautiful campus attending this unique lecture series. But then I hope someday you will come here, visit us, because don't treat these training programs, these lecture series as only some formal or informal gathering kind of thing. Just treat them like we treat it as a future scope of participation. We want you to engage with us, not only with us, with among yourself also. So that is one of the prime agenda of the government of India also, that we should get more and more opportunities in different institutes by having collaborations. So this is just one collaborative effort that you can think of it. So whenever you get time, please visit us. It is one of the most beautiful campuses, educational campuses in the country. Look at what we have done in last 25 years, the kind of facilities we have developed, the facilities that Professor Bora was mentioning in his center are quite good to see. And I hope you will learn and you will enjoy this lecture series from the experts from across the world, like Professor Bora has said. So my best wishes to all the attendees and sincere thanks to your organizations and to you for participating here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Kosik, for your speech to the participants and also for your warm welcome. I now welcome Professor Krishnamurti Kannan, who is the founder of KK Biotech and who has been the Vice Chancellor of Nagaland University earlier and knows about this institution quite well. He was a regular visitor over here in various capacities as an examiner and also, in faculty recruitment. And in that way, he has many contributions for the growth of IIT Guwahati, as well as the Center for Biotechnology. He is a pioneer in the field of biotech education. All of you have already probably read his CV, which we posted in the website. So without taking much time, I now request Professor Krishnamurti Kannan, guest of honor of today's inaugural session, to address the participants. Welcome, sir.
Professor, how many? 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
So 5 minutes is fine, sir.
Okay, fine. No, that's okay. No, I just thought of it. Thank you, Utpal and Hemant, for welcoming me, and it's a great pleasure. Genome mapping is something, doing the engineering, architecture is something like looking at the stars. Only thing we are doing at a smaller domain. But one has to appreciate that because of a lot of microfabrication, imaging technologies, the whole approach to understanding what is inside the nucleus of a cell is a different ball game altogether. And let me warn all the participants and many of your faculties that you will suddenly realize that what you are teaching in the class and what the reality outside is totally different. So what you think is important has become unimportant, and what you don't know has become very important. That you will see during this 5-day symposium. Just to give you an idea, we all teach about chromatography to students in college. But today you will find that chromatography, as far as proteins or DNA or RNA or doing the fragment, the mass spec separates automatically, finds out the molecular weight, everything, that what we were taught has no relevance whatsoever as far as understanding structures are concerned, because technologies like mass spectrometry, next generation sequencing, like today the way sequencing is done is quite different from what the original inventors like Fred Sanger did for DNA sequencing. So many of them have become history, and many of them have, we just tell, okay, that's how they thought about it. Like talking about 19th century, what happened, 20th century, 21st century. But I want also to emphasize that 19th century really laid the foundation of what you're going to hear today. All along all these 5 days, you're going to only hear about, and let me tell you, all the speakers will be talking about how to clean up the little experiments people did. So what you're going to hear in all these lectures, this technique can be used for this, that, these are all what I call as cleaning up. But the major observations were done in the 19th century. One, cell as a concept. What we know about cell all developed by then. Then you have, Mendel's theory, and which has, what Mendel said as a factor has gone very, very far today. How we define a gene has become totally different. We started with gene as a factor. We started gene as a one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. Then we said one gene, one macromolecule. Like that you will see. And today I can actually analyze a single cell. I can sequence all the proteins within a single cell. So things have become different. So now question happened, which cell to use for these kind of studies, genome architecture, etc. And you'll be very impressed. Today I'll be emphasizing during my later part of the talk that embryonic stem cells have been the basic one. Why? Because embryonic stem cells haven't decided what to become. So you will see that if you look at an embryonic stem cell, it is a cell where 95% is nucleus and hardly 5% is cytoplasm. So what happens later, whatever cell types, there are about 218 cell types in our body, among the 10 to the power 14 cells in a human body, how they are generated and what is switched on, switched off is what? Genome architecture and all that, what you will be hearing today. So I want you to warn you that what you learned in your class, what is called academics, what is the reality outside, and so obviously the third part becomes is employability. So learning academics the way it is done so far, like myself or Utpal have done, that has changed, and Utpal himself will vouch with me that the way we look at things are totally different in the real world. So a word of caution to all of you. So be prepared to have an open mind in all this lecture series. And I feel that enjoy this series, take down the important point. And let me tell you, all the speakers practically will only tell how to do a small bit of a big problem. So each one is a small segment, and all of them collated together is giving the bigger picture. So enjoy yourself, be relaxed, and you will hear a lot of new terms, a lot of short forms. Be prepared for it. Have a great time, and any doubts you have, feel free to put it on the chat box, your doubt, so that we can discuss. But be prepared that the world is changing, and so do you have to change. All the best. Thank you, Utpal and Hemant.
Thank you, sir, as always, for your illuminating speech. And we look forward to your main lecture today. You will be inaugurating this workshop with the first lecture at around 11:45 a.m. So I take this opportunity to thank AICTE for sponsoring this workshop under ATAL Academy. I also thank Center for Education Technology, Professor Hemant B. Kaushik, and his entire team in helping us conducting this workshop and doing the paperwork from time to time. I thank the student volunteers, PhD student volunteers who helped me in conducting this workshop. I thank Professor Krishnamurti Kannan, the chief guest of today's inaugural session, for giving his consent to join and address all the participants. I thank all the speakers who gave consent, whether in India or abroad, amidst their busy schedule to deliver 1 or 2 lectures each. And we all look eagerly forward to listen to all of them. I also thank my office staff at the Center for the Environment for their help. And if unknowingly I've left behind someone who was critical to the conducting of this workshop, I beg apology, and I thank all of them through this vote of thanks. I now request the participants to move to the YouTube channel for ATAL, which I send you and my volunteers send you through the WhatsApp group. The centralized inauguration of 62 faculty development programs is happening right now at that moment. I just logged in through another device. So without taking much time, I would like to conclude this inaugural session. So we'll meet again at around 11:45 with the first lecture. And we will have a small break of around 5 to 10 minutes. So you can also now straight away move to the AICTE YouTube channel. And many of you may have many various interesting programs coming up in future. So you should definitely listen to them. So I thank all the participants once again, and guest of honor and chief guest for this inaugural session. Thank you, all of you.